Hello everyone, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. How are we all today? Wherever you are in the world when you're watching, a huge shout out to you. Thank you for joining me today. First of all, I want to look at the energies that we're moving into for this coming week. And then I want to look at the news that has broken around the heiress to the public supermarket chain. As we know, donated around $300,000 to fund the January 6th rally / riot / whatever you want to call it. And we understand that all of this occurred around the time that the Florida governor, DeSantis, was giving the public supermarket chains, they have pharmacies within them, the contract to deliver the COVID vaccination. Now, the reason that I'm interested in this particular matter is because I keep getting the Six of Pentacles, which is follow that money trail. So it's all around having proof that they knew that there would be, that this may have been planned in some way, that this just didn't happen as a result of, a rally that got out of hand, incited, albeit by the former guy, but something was actually more at foot, something was actually planned to stop the certification in the Congress of the vote, which they very nearly did. So, and I'll also get to Matt Gaetz as well and see if he's going to be indicted at any time soon. But first to the overarching energies, please. I almost said overarching enemies. Perhaps a Freudian slip. So I'm using my good tarot, and then I'll be using my classic Deluxe tarot for those that follow the decks that I use. So let's take a look. Okay. So what are the overarching energies for this week, please? The overarching energies for this week. The things that we are in our everyday lives, and that, might be benefiting us from hearing whatever comes through this channel. What are the overarching opportunities, challenges for this week? Okay, so we have the Six of Swords. This again can be travel. That was a big theme that came up in my tarot scopes for the month of April. But this is Aries. We're moving into Aries season, of course, Taurus at the end of April. But this is what Aries does best. This is about moving forward, driving something forward again. So whatever part of your life that you're focusing on at the moment, or whatever issue, whatever opportunity, there's going to be movement there with this card, the Six of Swords, moving away from stormy clouds, moving into some clear air. So for some, you could even get some kind of breakthrough around an issue that you haven't been quite able to overcome or get clear on. You're going to get some kind of breakthrough. Now, Fortune's Wheel, number 10. It's an auspicious week, I think. A week of movement, a week of the wheel turning in our favour, because this is a healing. The Six of Swords can always bring through a healing. And when we clear out that dense and negative energy, we leave room for manifestation energy here as well. I'm not saying that things are easy. At any time, we have multiple issues, multiple problems, sometimes even multiple tragedies occurring in our lives. But it's being able to see our way through that to really set an intention that we're going to look for a breakthrough. We're going to look for further clarity. And it is really seeing hope. I'm being drawn to that heart symbol here. So at a mundane level, we can expect some breakthroughs. Now we've got the Page of Air. So again, our thoughts and the breakthrough card here. I'm speaking to, to people who are really weighed down today or this week with what's going on in their lives. There's some kind of truth coming forward which will allow you to move forward, and that's exactly what Aries does. Aries steps forward and takes the lead and moves with that Mars energy, moves situations forward and into a healing, or can be a healing, ultimately, eventually down the track, some sort of healing. One more card. The Queen of Cups, nurturing, taking care of yourself, taking care of your loved ones, moving into this gentle kind of healing emotional energy. So for some that are dealing with really heavy situations, there could be a bit of a breakthrough, I think, around clarity. I think it is around the way you can see things. There's a moment of truth here which will bring forward insight for you. At the base of the pack, we have the Four of Cups and the World card. In order to have that breakthrough, we've got to bring things to a closure here, and this is what we're doing. We're bringing things to a closure. Not everything is going to go our way all the time. We're going to be disappointed. Four of Cups talks about 3 losses, but still 1 being held. So there is something here that you can literally hang your hat on this week, something that is a win amongst things that may be challenging. Okay, overarching energies. The trick, of course, is to look for it, to set your intention and actively go out and seek it, or you could miss it. All right. So let's have a look at some of the political matters. Ooh, the Tower came straight out. Ron DeSantis and the public supermarket chain Heiress, who funded the January 6th rally around the same time, got the contract for the rollout of the vaccine. So the Knight of Pentacles, she certainly was a supporter of the former guy and donated $1 million to his campaign in 2020, and of course the funding of this rally January 6th, which of course soon turned into a riot, an assault on the Capitol, and now there could be charges of sedition, particularly for groups like the Oath Keepers, who actively plan to come and try and stop that vote. So the Oath Keepers, the connections always lead back to the former guy. This is a reading for entertainment purposes only. We're just exploring through a set of tarot cards questions that are uppermost in our mind, which may or may not be correct or true. You know the drill. All right, so the public supermarket Heiress and DeSantis now I'm going to be careful with the wording of these questions. Was there formal funding to stop the vote? Was there formal funding for actions like protesting that could have, stopped? I'm just going to say stop the vote. Was there formal funding? Was there formal funding from the former guy and his supporters to stop the vote occurring? So we've got the Six of Wands. That's a victory card. That's also a yes answer. Was there formal funding to stop the CAT certification? I should say, not stop the vote, but, well, it might have been a Freudian slip. Was there formal funding from the former guy and his allies to stop Mike Pence formally certifying the vote? Formal funding to try and stop the certification in Congress. The Fool card, yeah. And, this is this is a foolish move. This is a move that could never win. But it's also a yes card, a new start. Let's see what the challenge was. The Two of Swords, decisions. decisions, crossroads, heavy forces, weighing down, and a decision having to be made. Well, there certainly was heavy forces upon the former guy. He knew that the law would be coming after him. He wanted some kind of new start. Heavy decisions had to be made. They are the two signifier cards. Let's see what it is at the base of the pack. That Four of Cups, bitter disappointment, wanting to tilt something. Here we have 1 cup remaining, a leverage, something that can be taken forward. I'll bring the laptop down so you can see these cards. So, yes, challenged by something being at a crossroads. What was at a crossroads? They lost the election. There was a new incoming government. Loss 3 times, but 1 cup remaining. All the losses in the court. Let's keep going. So we have at the back the 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, looking for miracles. A miracle did happen. He lost the election. But this is also the smug merchant card, which often came forward for the former guy when he was first elected. It's like, I have a license to do whatever I like. And there's a certain amount of arrogance attached to that. Now we've got loss here in the sky. Something was never going to work. Turning their back, walking away, resignation. At the end of the day, that's exactly what he did. When I say resignation, he didn't resign, but he certainly left Washington like this, with many, many losses, all those court losses. Let's see what's in the immediate future. And so the public's heiress appears in this reading. This is somebody that has money in a garden, looking quite, we've got grapes above, flowers around. Somebody with access to money, the Queen of Pentacles. It's also bringing forward its security, stability. It can relate to national security. Let's see what's in the here and now, the Ace of Cups. So we've moved out of this energy and into this Ace of Cups, a new start, the ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new. The Page of Wands is in the environment around. Again, new starts, albeit small at the moment. We can't see the bigger picture yet. We can't see 2, 3, 4 years down the track. But we have an auspicious new start with the certainly in the US with a new incoming government. You can see that we've got loss, a lot of loss in the past. The 4 of Cups, the 8 of Cups. Now, was there formal funding? In the hopes and fears, we've got the funding for work. Somebody that had a particular skill coming forward. I sometimes read this card as money in, money out. I think being funded for delivery of the vaccinations. This is in the hope and the fear card position. Now we've got the 7 of Cups, illusion and delusion. Okay, let's see what's clarifying that. The 10 of Cups, the voter. So we've got some kind of delusional illusion still being perpetrated on us. We're not clear of that yet. The truth is not out, but we have this 6 of Wands, travel, moving forward, coming out of troubled waters. Let's see what is there with this 7 of Cups. I'll just do a clarification. So there's something we can't see yet. There's something that is still closed off from our view. The pieces of the puzzle aren't there for us to claim a truth. But we've got the Star card jumping out. So it looks like there is a chance that secrets may be revealed. The Page of Swords, the spy in the camp. Now somebody could Okay, now here's what I think might happen. Somebody might flip. Yeah, there's an investigation that we may not necessarily be able to see all the details yet. So what's this illusionary type of energy in relation to this question? We can't see it clearly yet. Was there formal funding for the insurrection? Was there formal funding for the insurrection to stop the certification of the vote? The Three of Wands, yes, there was planning there. Could even, and I keep coming back to foreign, some kind of foreign influence. But we've got the former guy appearing in the clarification and a plan and a project. So bringing forward something. We've got the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Wands here, battle weary. But we've got some kind of illusion being perpetrated. And we have to look to the past to get the answers here. What he does when he loses. The illusion, again, the High Priestess is turning up. There is going to be a breaking of the illusion, I think, by somebody, with a lot of strength here. Now, this could be the DOJ, this could be Merrick Garland, because we definitely have bringing a cycle to a close, and we have our star card here. So there is an intention in the investigation of the events of January 6th to get to the truth. There is an illusion. It's like there's a smoke screen that we can't see through yet. We are only getting glimmers of that, and I think it will take somebody flipping for the full truth to come out. But we have here, something coming, waiting for the ship to come in, clarifying that Seven of Cups. So there's more evidence that they're waiting on, and I think it will be taken right up to the former guy. This is also the businessman card as well. Republican money. There's something, again, follow the money trail. There was definitely a plan there to disrupt. Whether they thought there would be breaches of the Capitol or not, there was a plan to disrupt that certification, to delay it, to perhaps put some kind of illusion there that might stop it, which of course ultimately didn't work. So it appears that even possibly the public's heiress might have been duped as well. Okay, now, who are the dupers and who are the dupees? Because this is where we get to the illusion. Go back to the past. What does he do? It's like layers and layers and layers. I'm talking about the former guy. How has he escaped justice? Layers and layers of illusion. Not the trail never really ending up with him. So something is going to turn. He is going to be exposed in some way. So DeSantis giving this money, was this in return for funding the rally? Yes, I'm hearing yes. So we start small to break the illusion. Okay, step by step. Did DeSantis give the public's heiress the vaccination contract in return for funding of the rally? I'm getting a very strong yes on that. So we've got the Six of Wands, healing. This can be often the card for healing from the pandemic, moving out of troubled waters. It will be interesting to see her situation, or there's something there in the past. I feel going back to the past that has a bearing on this. The challenged by the abuse of power. I'm kind of thinking she may not have been in on it. That, as I said, the illusion may have been perpetrated. Now, the Wheel of Fortune turning in their favour, I think it's pretty clear that there was at least an agreement, tit for tat. Now, we have the Hanged Man in the past, because something's stalling. And we've got the Five of Cups in the sky here. This is loss. There are 3 cups and 2 cups. 3 cups lost, 2 cups remaining. So at this stage, we have disappointment from the election loss, but we've still got an opportunity here. Now we have the High Priestess showing up. So there's an abuse of power here. And there are things that are being hidden from our view. The World card, ultimately there's going to be exposure, because this goes along with finishing the cycle, the world, an ending of a cycle, a beginning of a new. Now there's so much loss here, loss and heartbreak, betrayal. This is my card for January the 6th. Yeah. Hopes and fears. We've got the Pentacle, the coin, and ultimately death. This resulted in the death, the ending, deaths at the Capitol. And we have the Chariot through the riot, through storming of those walls. And we've got an investigation here. The DOJ. Look, this is... The funding is the key. The connection is there. We have 5 of Wands, divisions, riling people up. And we have the 2 of Pentacles, big manipulation, and followed by the Magician, and the 2 of Cups. So here's what I think happened with that. I think that certain people knew all along that if the crowd was riled up enough, incited enough, they would breach the walls of the Capitol. So some were in the picture, some knew, and others didn't. So there was, again, this layer upon layer of illusion. Now, that's why following the money trail is so critical to this. Somebody is going to flip, ultimately. Somebody is going to flip. I'm going to ask that question. Somebody who was in the know. And look, it might have been, anything, truly evil, where there's loss of life and people die. They may not have ultimately set out to take lives. I'm talking about the people in the picture. But they certainly knew that violence was going to ensue, because they wanted to stop the vote. Okay, so were there people in the know that knew this would happen? So we have the 2 of Wands. Be patient, some plan that comes to fruition in time. And we've got the Sun card. So the truth is coming on one level. That's what those cards are telling me. But I'm also seeing some could see the potential for this. So were there some who knew that there could be an insurrection, or that there may be an insurrection? Hence the pulling back of the guard, the army, etc. We know all those events. Were there some that knew the Capitol could be breached? 9 of Pentacles, yes, there were. This is, money. Again, it keeps coming back to Pentacles. We've got challenged by the truth. The truth is coming. Follow the money trail. It won't be just this 300,000, although this could be sort of like a domino. The 8 of Pentacles again. The planning. Who planned what? Who did what? And those records. I do feel this is going to be outed. In the past, we've got the Hanged Man. wanting to stall something, wanting to stall that certification process. And we've got judgment. Ultimately, they are going to face judgment. So yes, we have moderation and temperance now. It's a different energy from the last 4 years. We've got healing coming through. We've got, it's not just a free-for-all. Do what you want, say what you want, no consequences. These cards are so former guy-ish, aren't they? The Knight of Cups, an offer. So some were made an offer to, actually there was a subgroup within that who were actually tasked with breaking the walls down. And we've got the law, the courts, etc., the government now in the frame. And so the people who were in the picture are quite worried that they will be caught in the hopes and fears, abuse of power. Let's see what's at the outcome. The High Priestess. Things that need to be revealed, but will they be revealed? The money trail is so important. So that is what's going to capture them. Whether there's payments to the Oath Keepers, that is what's going to tie people in to, and someone's going to flip because that's going to make the world a difference. And we also, of course, have the Empress card here, which is my card for Russia. So there's a foreign aspect, as I've always said. So some were in the picture and some weren't. And that's how the illusions work. Not everybody's in on the truth. And it's like the puppet master. Okay, so I just got, let me just show you what's there. So the last question is, all right, we've got the Emperor tied into the President. And the truth emerging. Okay, so will the former guy be charged? Or will this go right back to the former guy, who generally keeps his hands clean and the minions take the fall? Will this go back to the former guy? Will this formal planning go back to the former guy? I keep getting the Hierophant, the judge, the courts. Will the government, will this be traced back to the former guy? So we've got retreat. He's in retreat, wounded in battle, and he's isolated and undergoing an investigation. The money. The money. It might go down like somebody told me to pay them. We've got moderation in the past. In the sky, what more can I say? Something's going to trip him up around him authorising money. So it could be he may try and distance himself, again the illusion, and others will take the fall, like the Oath Keepers, etc. But somebody's going to flip, and there we have it. There's something around the funding here, and we've got the Three of Wands in the future. So waiting for your ship to come in, building that fire, and waiting. So it'll be a little bit of time. What's that clarified? Yeah, him. Okay, so the Lover's card, waiting for the ship to come in. He'll be very careful about how he worded things. But we've got the end of him. The end of him, without a doubt. And it's the Death card. And we've got the environment of the Devil, transforming something, moving through and ending. The toxicity that led to the death of people. The hopes and fears. The Six of Wands. And here we have the Knight of Cups. So there we have it. His minions and the Ten of Pentacles here. Big money in politics and the Six of Cups going back to the past. Okay, so at the base of the pack, which is the underlying energy, the disappointment, the partisanship, and this plan to assault the capital. It was the High Priestess. It's still secret, but we have it coming out. So one step at a time. This money is what the latest around DeSantis and the public supermarket heiress. There's more to be revealed around who was funded to do what. Now I have one more question, but my laptop is kind of going crazy, so I might leave it there. Hence, I might lose this reading if I don't close it off now. I was going to read on Matt Gaetz and another couple of questions, but I'll leave it here, and I'll be back with another reading soon. There you have it. The funding. Follow the money.